Welcome in, everybody, to the Wednesday edition of Darkness Radio. It's Supernatural News. And for Supernatural News, we need to bring in a co-host. We bring in the co-host with the most, the BCB, the Big Cuddly Bear, Beer City Bruiser. How you doing, Bruiser?
I'm doing fantastic there, Cruiser. It's a great day.
Yes, it is a great day. You know what? I gotta throw this down right away, Bruiser. Been a lot of drama in the paranormal lately, and I'm going to settle it right here, right now. All right?
All the drama. You're just going to settle it. You're going to throw
right now. I'm going to throw it out there right now for our listeners. Boom, we're going to get it out of the way right here, right now. First of all, sir, it's true. It's true. I'm more of a Michelob Golden Light guy. You're more of a Yingling guy. We're just going to agree to disagree. Yeah. And we're going to move on from this paranormal drama.
Okay.
And we're just going to agree to disagree. Hey, you know what? I might try Yingling someday. You might try a little bit of Mick Golden Light. And, you know, we might cross paths or cross the beer streams, if you will.
I actually like Michelob Golden Light.
All right. And I actually like Yingling. So there you go. We've come to an armistice. We've come to an agreement. We can shake hands. We can be brothers again. We can agree and have a beer. There you go. See, it's that easy. There's no drama in the paranormal. What are you talking about?
No drama at all.
No, not at all. I suppose you folks have seen the, we're going to name this, by the way, Save the Paranormal Drama for Your Mama edition of of paranormal or supernatural news. The reason being, folks, and we're going to keep this short and sweet, it seems like the TV paranormal celebs out there are slugging it out. We're going to keep it so you can just go see the videos for yourself.
The videos are very entertaining.
They are entertaining. Let's just say in the world of underwater needlepoint, they call it a shoot, brother. It's a shoot.
Yes, they do.
That's right. And it seems like one of those guys who used to be on one of those shows, we'll just say it rhymes with click off, came out with his own shoot, brother, and it's on his Twitter. And you
had me watch a little bit. You're like, did you hear what's going on? This is, I've heard stuff. You're like, you got to check out his Twitter right now. And I did.
Yep. And let's just say he's a brother of mine too. So, I went and I saw it. I was alerted to it by someone this past week, and I saw it much like a lot of you saw it. I got no opinion.
Yeah. It's between him and everybody else.
That's right. Now, a lot of you will watch it for salacious reasons and just say, hey, I got to see what his side of the story is. Now, I brought this up with Mally when Dakota stated that Destination Fear would not be back on Travel Channel and said he and Zach were no longer friends. Okay, what's the point? What's the point of telling us? Okay, so you're no longer friends.
Yeah, so we won't see you guys booked together at a con. Okay.
Yeah. So, so much for the Paranormal Bowl before the Super Bowl. I guess there won't be that flag football game.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys won't be on the same team. Okay. And then what?
Yeah. It doesn't affect us in any way.
No. Doesn't stir our coffee one way or the other. We've already known that Nick hasn't been around for 9 years now on
Ghost Adventures. Yeah, it's been about that. Because how long was Paranormal Lockdown? There was 3 seasons of that? 4?
Yeah, something to that effect. Okay, so Nick hasn't been around.
And I think he did 2 documentaries too. So yeah, it's been a while.
But Nick's been successful on his own.
Yes, he has. He's still a respectable investigator. He created his own niche.
Yes.
He left the shadow of Ghost Adventures.
And he's got a beautiful wife. He's got beautiful kids. He's doing his thing. I'm proud of him. So, but he felt the need to clear the decks. So he cleared the decks. Okay. Now we all move on.
Yeah.
The one guy I got to commend for not saying anything, Zach Baggins, kept it professional.
Yeah.
Kept it professional. And folks, you may say, well, he isn't saying anything because he knows. No, that's not it.
No, we don't know what he knows or what he's thinking. That he's just keeping private to himself, which he has every right to do. He's not feeling this fire. Hell, we don't even. They could have been texting each other after the video came out. He could have called him on the phone or texted him. We don't know.
Here's the deal, folks. No matter what you think of Zach, here's the deal. Zach has over 1 million fans plus out there. And I'm going to put it in numbers perspective for you. Go look at how many people exactly looked at Nick's video. How many people have looked at Dakota's video. Okay? And then look at the amount of fans that Zach has. If you think either one of those videos are going to turn all of Zach's fans against him, you're dead wrong.
Right.
You're dead wrong. None of those videos are going to get Ghost Adventures canceled. None of those videos are going to get an uprising to the network and make them change their mind. They're not going to make advertising agencies stop advertising on Ghost Adventures. None of that is going to happen.
No, it's not like he was caught in a room with a minor. It's not like he was doing something illegal.
Yeah.
That's very bad against his character, where the network would go, okay, we can't have him on our TV.
The fact of the matter is Ghost Adventures makes money. It makes money for Discovery.
Yep.
It is a well-loved show on that network and on that streaming service. It does a lot of views. It does business for Discovery. People enjoy that show. Now, it may not be your cup of tea, and we get that. It may not be what you enjoy on Discovery.
Which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it if you don't like it.
That's right. There are other options on Discovery Plus.
Exactly.
That's right. Enjoy those other options on Discovery Plus, or enjoy other options that are out there. But the fact of the matter is that if it weren't for, and I want to throw this out here for you real quickly, if it weren't for pioneers like Jay and Grant and the TAPS team, Ghost Hunters, if it weren't for guys like Zach, Aaron, Nick, Jay Wasley, and the guys over there at Ghost Adventures. And I know I'm forgetting a few names in Ghost Adventures. Guys, don't slay me over this.
Well, you named the original 3 in the documentary.
Yeah.
Aaron, Nick, and Zach. Because those, when you think OG paranormal investigating that brought it to light, it would be Nick, Aaron, Zach, and then it would be Jason, Grant, and you got to throw Steve in there.
Yeah, and Tango and
Tango.
And there's some ladies in there too that we should mention, but I don't want to draw this out.
Right,
What I want to say is, if it wasn't for those OG casts, you wouldn't have paranormal television as it is today. You wouldn't have the options you have today. You wouldn't have the enjoyment you have today. So when you sit there and go, this jumped the shark a long time ago, think about what you have today. You have a museum out in Las Vegas that if you haven't been to, you gotta go to.
Oh yes, definitely. And if you have gone, go again.
Yeah, and hey, you may not personally like Zach Bagans, but go to that museum.
He's very rarely there, and when he is there, he's to himself.
That museum is amazing.
Yeah.
And he's collected supernatural items. He's collected serial killer items. He's collected items that are in your wheelhouse. Sometimes the things you see on television don't reflect the person that has the same interests that you do.
Right.
So I'll throw this out there right now, that through Zach's success and through Ghost Adventure's success, Zach has given back to the field. He's given back to the field and then some, especially through that museum.
Well, not just the museum, but also we should also mention the fact that he's a producer.
And he's produced other programs.
He has a production company that's produced a lot of programs. So if you're upset with him, the next time you're watching one of your favorite paranormal shows, look to see the production company. Chances are it could be his production company.
And on top of that, we'll throw some kudos Jay Haas's way too. Jay Haas has gotten a lot of things greenlit, and Jay Haas has got some stroke there in the paranormal field as well. He's brought a lot of attention to other shows as well and gotten them greenlit. So I want to remind people that in order to get this paranormal thing moving, and a lot of both Jay and Zach have gotten a lot of people put in front of producers to get them greenlit or to get them on shows, and given a lot of people cameos and gotten a lot of people on their shows so that they could get a rub, so that they could get themselves going on television shows. Now, you may say, well, Tim, why are we dedicating all this time to television shows? You know, investigating isn't all about being on TV and whatnot. Seems to me that there are a lot of people in the paranormal field that define themselves in two ways. One, can I get on a TV show? Or two, you know, how do I get my stuff seen so that I can promote myself further and become known in the paranormal field so I can advance my research further?
Right.
That's kind of how you do it. You do it through a medium, whether you appear on a podcast, a radio show, or on television. Keep in mind that there's a method to the madness. If you're going to promote your research, you got to do it somehow. You know, whether you're appearing on a documentary, whether you're appearing on one of the more well-known TV shows, there's a reason for these things to exist. So keep in mind, sometimes you need these paranormal celebs to break through and to stay there, to stay staunch at where they're at, so that they can give that rub to other people, to give them a cameo in an episode, so that, perfect example, Bill Chappell, Gary Gulka, some of these scientists that are coming up with new inventions in the paranormal that you may have in your hand when you go on an investigation. To advance the field, to advance science, sometimes you need to have those big shows out there for that top of the mind awareness so that we can advance the field.
Yeah, and that's a tale as old as time. And take Ed and Lorraine, you know, when they wrote the books, everyone, they had their lovers and they had their haters. Mm-hmm. You know, oh, they wrote the books for money and fame. Other people, no, they wrote the books to educate people. Mm-hmm. But you also got to look at how many people they helped in this field. Mm-hmm. And that's what Jason and Zach are carrying that torch. It's just a different medium. Instead of books and movies, it's now television shows, documentaries, and whatnot.
And are there going to be feuds? Sure, there's going to be feuds. Are people?
There always is.
Are people going to disagree? Sure, they're going to disagree. Are there going to be fights? Yeah. Sure, there's going to be fights. But you know what? Don't break out the popcorn. That's nothing to be celebrated. It's nothing to be celebrated. And you know what? It's none of our business. It's just none of our business.
Nope.
In the end, what is knowing what a disagreement between two people on a television show going to do for you at the end of the day? So you have the knowledge. So what?
That's society today, though, is they love feuds, I guess you could say. And it's not even a feud. It was Nick and Dakota airing their grievances, and that's it. It's not a feud because Zach's not responding. He's not acknowledging it publicly. So therefore, it can't be a feud. You can't have a feud with just one side. You have to have two sides.
Yeah. Well, and to his credit, the professional thing, and I don't think people realize this, it's not Zach running away from anything.
No.
The professional thing to do in this case is to keep your mouth closed.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have to acknowledge anything. The minute he acknowledges something, 1.5 million or more people all of a sudden knows there's an issue. Why should 1.5 million people know there's an issue when right now maybe 120,000 people know? To him, life is great.
Yeah.
He's got projects out there. He's got a museum out there, a successful museum. He's got a successful TV show. He's got a wonderful girlfriend. He's got a great dog. He's got shows in the hopper. He's got a network that loves him. Why is life bad?
Yeah.
So
and his girlfriend's got a brand new show.
His girlfriend's got a wonderful show on ID. So why is life bad?
Yeah.
And he's got friends that surround him on this TV production. So he doesn't have to respond. He won't respond.
Yeah.
So if you guys think that there's going to be a huge fight, there's not. And there's no There's no drama here except for people airing their grievances. And although it may be titillating to you and it gives you a little something to talk about for a week or so or 2 weeks or so and speculate about on the internet, there's nothing to speculate about. And in the end, all it does is give you something you feel like you're part of a grievance, and you feel like you can bother Nick about it, or you feel like you can bother Dakota about it. And it's something for you to keep picking at. You know what? Let it die. Let it die. And like Nick even says in his video, he's held his head up for 9 years. He tried to do the right thing and move forward for 9 years. Can you imagine, Bruiser, for 9 years, you try to move forward and live your life? For 9 years, you try to dig out these successes, but people keep asking you about one project.
Well, I get that. I get that a lot. Yeah, I go through that. And just because I'm kind of in the spotlight with wrestling and the way that Ring of Honor was closed, I'm asked that all the time. And what people want they want me to say negative things about either my time there. They want to hear the negative instead of the positive, because the negative is, like you were saying, it's fueling a feud. Well, I don't have a feud. Like, I have my grievances, which my close friends, my wife knows, because you guys are my close friends.
Yeah.
But I haven't publicly said anything because guess what? It doesn't matter publicly.
It does. The public doesn't really need to know.
Yeah. And I'm sure Nick probably for the last 9 years when he's doing these cons or these signings, you'll say he has 100 people there. I guarantee you at least 25 of them are asking him about, but he's probably saying, I'm asked this question over and over and over again. So I'm just going to let out, because when you watch the video, Nick's video, it's questions. People are asking him questions on Twitter, and he's responding to the questions. Yeah, so it's probably questions he's been asked a million times.
Yeah, and we don't have to go into we don't have to break down the video. Again, it's
no, we don't. I'm just saying that's what it was. It was. He's probably just sick of being asked, because for 9 years he's been asked the same thing over and over and over again. So he just wanted to get it out there.
Yeah,
and now it's out there, and let's all move on.
Yeah, and you can go see it for yourself. Again, it's on Nick's Twitter. But that's essentially our breakdown of this whole thing. It's out there for you to see. If you need to absolutely go see it, go see it. But in the end, ask yourself the question, why do I need to see it? Why do I need to know exactly what this is? Why do I need to know what grievance they have? What does it matter to me? One, do I enjoy what I'm watching on TV? And two, is it really going to affect my enjoyment of what I'm watching? Do I really need to know what it is behind the scenes? Because I'll tell you something. And I know occasionally I get people who go, you talk way too much wrestling on the show. I'll tell you something. I stopped just a little behind the scenes about me. I stopped looking at wrestling rumors and wrestling dirt sheets. You want to know why? Because it affected how I watched the product.
Yeah.
It affected me seeing all this crap behind the scenes, and it affected how I enjoyed watching the product.
And
I knew too much.
No offense, but 90% of all that stuff is bullshit.
Yeah.
I read an article right before my daughter moved to Arizona to go to college. My wife and her were in the living room. They called me in. So they sounded like mad. And I walk in, they're like, why didn't you tell us this? And they throw down my daughter's cell phone. I pick it up. I'm like, tell you what? And I'm reading. It's an article about me written by a wrestling reporter saying that I'm worth $5 million. I'm single. I have no children. And that I'm one of the highest free marketed agents out there. Now, mind you, I had a contract with Ring of Honor. I was not making $5 million a year. Happily married with 4 beautiful kids.
Yeah.
The only thing they had right, I was a wrestler.
Yep. Yeah, it's so, again, why? What is it? Is it affecting, if what you're hearing behind the scenes is affecting your enjoyment of what you're watching on television, maybe it's time to stop listening to the internet.
And how long has Ghost Adventures been on now? It's been on for 15 years? About?
Yeah, 14, 15 years. Yeah, I think 2008, 2009 was when it.
So I think in those last 14 or 15 years, people have formed their own opinion on Ghost Adventures, whether or not they want to watch it.
Yeah, you pretty much know what camp you're in.
Yeah, it's not like its first season, and this is happening. This has been, it's been around for a while.
Yeah. So you decide. Is it something you really need to know? And if you do, why? Just ask yourself that question. Why do I need to know? And if it's morbid curiosity, then get it out of your system and move on with your life. And then, after you see it, ask yourself, did I really need to know it? And was it something I really needed to know? And does it, and if it changes your opinion of that person, ask yourself why it does.
It reminds me of a song by Tool called Vicarious. And there's a line in there where he says he just likes to watch things die from a distance so he can live through it vicariously. If people have that morbid curiosity and you want to live through it vicariously, fine, but just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
That's what the song says. He wants to watch all this. He's not telling her, he just wants to watch it because that's why he enjoys living vicariously through that.
Yeah, exactly. We'll leave it at that. Yesterday on True Crime Tuesday, we were talking about the cost of Big Macs and inflation. And I know this isn't supernatural or anything, but we just want to continue from yesterday. I got a tweet from a listener, and it's interesting. It comes from DBP, who says, "Hey, Tim, McD's bundle is because a woman in Florida actually shot up or tried to shoot up a McDonald's with a 9mm with a 50 round magazine at the drive-thru because she wanted a bundle. And she was in Florida and they didn't know what she was talking about. DBP says, "Hey, Tim, McD's bundle is a protein and small fry for about $3 to $3.49, which I didn't know. And it's in New York."
Yeah. Which is one of the most expensive McDonald's, we found out.
Yeah, which is one of the most expensive McDonald's. So in New York, we have 6-piece McNuggets or double cheeseburger with fries. And I'm actually looking at the ad. So it's $3 each bundle. So it is a hot and spicy McChicken and small fries, or oops, and then I swipe out of it, which I didn't mean to. So it is it's a hot and spicy McChicken with fries, or it's a cheeseburger with fries, or there's a third option there for $3, which is really, really interesting. Interesting. So yeah, it's available in New York, but not Florida.
Right.
And it's not available here in Minnesota. So it's a regional thing.
It's not here in North Carolina either. Because last night, after I got done training the future of wrestling, I stopped at McDonald's because it was on my mind because we had just, we'd done the show and whatnot. And I was taking your challenge.
Yeah, the $10 challenge. Yep.
A $10 challenge. Yep. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna live up to Cruiser's challenge, and I didn't make it. It was $12. But
yep.
I asked in the drive, I said, "Do you guys have bundles? I'm looking for a bundle," and she had no idea what I was talking about.
Yep. Yeah. It doesn't exist in most states. So yeah, try and buy yourself, again, it's just a $10 challenge. Try and buy yourself a meal at McDonald's for less than $10, an adult meal. Try and do it. It's hard to do in these days and times. And again, the cost of McDonald's is going up everywhere, which is hard because a lot of us have kids that you're trying to feed. It's satiating. I know you shouldn't be feeding kids fast food, but a lot of us are trying to do it. And it's hard to do for under $10. It's not a political statement. It's just a statement of, it's hard to do. It's hard to do these days. Moving on. Let's get to the actual stories today. I know we've gone on about paranormal drama and saving it for your mama. That's what we'll do today. Let's start with UFOs, Bruiser, shall we?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
What are our buddies, the aliens, doing?
Well, here's the thing. We're going to start by debunking UFOs today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like debunking stuff.
There was a video on Twitter about a UFO in California that was all the rage at the end of last week, beginning of this week. And it was a video of an object shrouded in clouds above California, and it looked like it had a bit of an antenna on top of it. Okay. A video purportedly shot from a commercial airliner at 38,000 feet shows a strange object topped with antennas poking out of the cloud cover. Does anyone know any building with 38,000 feet height and has 3 steel bars pointing towards the sky? Because I don't. Now, this was a post that was put up on March 14th. It was posted by Hunt UFOs. The viral post had been viewed more than 17 million times.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of views.
Yeah. Hashtag UFO Hunter or @HuntUFOs had the original post and had a lot of hashtags behind it. And people went nuts over the post itself. Now, as it turns out that the post itself was just a picture of a landmark, and it's a California landmark, poking through the fog in San Francisco.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Those are great pictures, by the way. If anybody is curious, you can find skylines in fog, and it's to me eerily relaxing to see the skyscrapers and whatnot popping out of the clouds.
So it turns out it's just the San Francisco landmark, and Twitter added an explanation to the post, clearing up the misidentification. The video was shot in 2021, much closer to the ground. Actually shows the top of the Sutro Tower in San Francisco. Okay. And it's poking through the fog. SF Gate and other Twitter users reported to that on the tweet. One comment writes, "People will believe anything," pointing out that mountains can be seen in the supposedly high altitude video.
Okay.
The actual tweet. Another comment wrote, "It's definitely not the mothership." Twitter added an explanation to the post, clearing up the misidentification. Sutro Tower is a 977-foot tall television transmission tower atop a hill in downtown San Francisco. It was built in 1971 at the site of an earlier shorter tower, according to sutrotower.com. That's SUTRO tower.com. In 2009, the tower was adapted to all digital transmissions. It's named after the hill, which takes its name from Adolf Sutro, a Prussian-born gold rush engineer and real estate investor who was elected mayor of San Francisco in 1894. That's according to the site. So it is just Sutro Tower. It is not a UFO coming to say hi to us. So there you go.
It's really good placement of a tower and really good placement of fog.
That's right. It's majestic when you capture it on video, but it is not what you think it is. By the way, today, I think people are just plain mad now that I've avoided AI stories for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you are going to hear plenty of AI today.
Okay. Well, yeah, they were mad that we were doing too much AI, so we stopped doing AI, and now they're mad that we're not doing enough AI.
That's right. You're going to hear plenty of this today, by the way. Yeah, you're going to hear plenty of that. So get ready. Although you're only hearing this because I'm going to use the word Terminator in this story.
Before you get into the story, did you see the recent tweet by Arnold Schwarzenegger where someone put out that they were shocked he was not a machine?
No.
And that he was very nice in person.
Really?
And he goes, "I know I'm not a Terminator, but I am a machine." And he showed a picture of his bicep.
I saw somebody had a recipe for Arnold Schwarzenegger soup. It's the grossest thing you'll ever see in your life. It's like a bunch of vegetables you never eat thrown in a broth, and it's not like it's totally vegan.
He's vegan? I didn't know he was vegan.
He is now, I think, since he had the bypass surgery.
Yeah.
Gosh, when was that? 15 years ago? 20 years ago now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it's a vegan soup. So there's no animal-based broth or anything like that. But it is worse than borscht. Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. And I looked at it and I said, who would eat that crap? But somebody ate it and they said it was really good. But I think they were lying too. I do got to say, should I tell the audience this, that I'm doing these greens? I don't know that I should promote what brand name greens.
No, just you can say you're doing greens.
Vitality greens.
Because you're not a lettuce guy. You said you're not a salad guy.
No, I'm not a salad guy, and they're hard for me to chew. So I'm supplementing with these greens. I won't say the brand name because I don't want to disparage them, but they're not very good tasting. And they're like heart cherry, right? I'm trying to be more heart healthy, trying to get my greens and all that other stuff in there. So I'm doing these vitality greens. Yeah, they're horrible.
Well, maybe you should do the Arnold Schwarzenegger soup.
Oh God, no. I mean, you'd have to do a whole bowl of that horseshit concoction. Right?
Yeah.
With this, it's only 13 ounces, and I slam it like my life is dependent on it. I don't know. But yeah,
you force that down, don't you?
Oh God, I'm pulling on it like it's a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I'm trying to get somebody pretty. That's how I'm chugging on it. I'm telling you, it's horrible. But I'm getting heart healthy.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's good. That means we keep you around a little longer, and I'm okay with that.
That's right. So Terminator zones on distant planets could harbor life, astronomers say. That's right. I said Terminator planets.
I was gonna. This can't be good news.
In a new study at the University of California, Irvine, astronomers describe how extraterrestrial life has the potential to exist on distant exoplanets inside a special area called the Terminator Zone, which is a ring on planets that have one side that always faces its star and one side that is always dark.
It's like the dark side of the moon. Gotcha.
Kind of. These planets have a permanent day side and a permanent night side, said Anna Lobo, a postdoctoral researcher in the UCI Department of Physics and Astronomy, who led the new work, which just published in the Astrophysical Journal, 5 a.m. every Wednesday on my doorstep. Lobo added that such planets have are particularly common because they exist around stars that make up about 70% of the stars seen in the night sky, so-called M-dwarf stars, which are relatively dimmer than our sun. The Terminator is the dividing line between the day and night sides of the planet. Terminator zones could exist in that just right temperature zone between too hot and so cold.
So they got to be miserable beings because they only can walk a certain line along this planet.
That's right. Well, if you're always facing the sun, you got to be burning hot. And if you're in the night zone, you're freezing cold.
So if you turn to your right, you melt. You turn to your left, you freeze.
That's right. You want a planet that's in that sweet spot of just right temperature for having liquid water, said Lobo, because liquid water, as far as scientists know, is an essential ingredient for life. On the dark side of the Terminator planet, perpetual night would yield plummeting temperatures that could cause any water to be frozen in ice. The side of the planet always facing its star could be too hot for water to remain in the open for long. This was a planet where the day side could be scorching hot as well beyond habitability. That sounds like something you get at Olive Garden. I'd like the habitability salad and the tour of Italy, please. And the night side is going to be freezing, potentially covered in ice. So you would have large glaciers on the night side. So you got to move that glacier over to the scorching hot side and then make yourself some boiling water. That way you could have your Arnold Schwarzenegger soup.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they mine the glacier, they carry it over, and they don't need microwaves then.
I guess not. So there you go. At Terminator planets. I think we're stretching.
I do too, because literally they have to live in a straight line, and it has to be a perfect straight line. Because you step too far one way or too far the other way, and you're not gonna have a good day. Yeah. So you might find life on that little itty bitty line in between there. So that's what Anna Lobo is saying. She said it's shown that there's a lot of land on the planet, and there might be just a little bitty bit of life there on that line. She doesn't say how big the line is, though, does she?
No. Well, there's no way to know without going there, and you've got to go, hundreds of thousands of light years to get to those Terminator planets. There is going to be some work done, however, to see what kind of line that, how big that line is, and whether that life can exist on those little Terminator zones. Recognizing Terminator zones as potential harbors for life also means that astronomers will need to adjust the way they study exoplanet climates for signs of life, because the biosignatures life creates may only be present in specific parts of the planet's atmosphere. The work will also inform future efforts by teams using telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope or the Large Ultraviolet Optical Infrared Surveyor Telescope. That would be a LUOS telescope. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Or a LUOS. I'm sorry, LUOS telescope. currently in development at NASA as they search for planets that may host extraterrestrial life. So there's a lot more work to be done there in order to figure that out. Let's move on to the next story here, Bruiser. Starseeds is the next subject. Do you ever feel like maybe you were an alien on a different planet, maybe in a past life?
No.
No, I don't either. It's interesting. I once was a part of a group. I'll put it this way. There's a group that used to meet every Saturday. And there were people who, it was surrounded by a psychic, and it was kind of an interesting psychic group. And I wanted to try and find out what my past lives were.
Okay.
And a lot of these people felt like they had alien past lives.
Okay, that makes sense. I've heard of people saying that.
I always thought it was batshit crazy.
I do too, but I've heard it.
I always thought it felt like fantasy to me. Because why would you have an alien past life and then come here? Right?
The alien was on vacation. They loved it. They died in on a space flight. Mm-hmm. So there whatever it is that comes back is like, well, let's go to Earth. That's where we need to be.
But if you could be on like planet Phenomena or whatever, like that, if you could be on that planet, why would you ever want to come here? Why would you want to come to this shitty planet where we're sitting here battling each other when you had peace and harmony and spaceships and really cool stuff?
What if they were on one of those Terminator planets and they can only walk basically in a straight line?
Right. Yeah, but it seems odd to me.
It does. But you know what? That's because you're here.
Yeah, true.
You haven't experienced the other stuff. When they finally say hello, we need volunteers. You raise your hand and go, I'll volunteer because I want to know why you guys keep coming here.
No, true. Psychologists are saying why some people think they're aliens living on Earth.
Okay.
It may not be that you actually were an alien living on Earth. It may be something else. There's a new group on Earth who believe they're aliens. Star people or starseeds are individuals who believe they have come to Earth from other dimensions to help heal the planet or guide humanity into the golden age, a period of great happiness, prosperity, and achievement. It may sound a little crazy, but an internet search for the term brings up over 4 million results, and there are scores of people posting on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Those are the older starseeds, by the way, posting on Facebook, who believe they originate from another world. Indeed, content with the term #starseed has over 1 billion views on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Unlike Earth souls, who are said to reincarnate on Earth, starseeds believe they have reawakened from another planet to be born here. Starseeds believe they are conduits between divine realms in the Earth and that they can transport between galaxies via meditation. Starseeds also believe they can communicate in light language, which is a form of communication that is said to bypass human limitations and be the language of the soul. Now, the idea is widely credited to Brad Steiger, who was a good friend of the show here who passed away, who wrote prolifically about the unknown. It was keenly interested in alien life and extraterrestrials. Now, in his 1976 book, Gods of Aquarius, Steiger introduced his notion that some people originate from other dimensions. Believers claim there are several ways to tell if you are a starseed. These include searching for meaning in life and feeling a lack of belonging. Being spiritual and possessing a strong sense of intuition or knowing are also qualities of a starseed. They are also said to be empathetic, sensitive, and have more physical and mental health issues as their souls aren't used to having a human body. Starseeds want to help humanity, but they get overwhelmed by life on Earth and so recharge by spending time alone. In other words, you're probably an introverted extrovert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, interdimensional beings, is that considered an alien?
Could be.
Okay. I've always been curious about that.
Could be. Believers are also say they are starseeds. So if you're a believer, you may be a starseed. They have the desire to explore and experience new cultures and spheres, which helps star people to then provide novel insights into existence. Examples include new conspiracy theories about society, holistic health interventions, along with thoughts on ancient aliens and civilizations. Now, that could explain half the people who believe in the paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just listed a whole group of people that we know.
Yeah, exactly. You might recognize some aspects of yourself in the above description. You probably half the people listening to the show. Many people, for example, report searching for meaning in life, along with feeling displaced or like they don't belong at times. Now, this is a lot of people too. Indeed, research shows that a low sense of belonging is often linked to depression, but what makes some people who are experiencing such feelings jump to the conclusion that they must be from another planet? Well, particularly given that no life beyond Earth has ever been found and there's no evidence that alien life has ever visited Earth. Welcome to the Forer effect. That's right. I said Forer effect.
Forer
effect. You may not be an alien after all. It's named after the Bertram Forer, which is the psychologist who first figured out that it was pretty easy to get people to agree with vague descriptions about themselves. See horoscopes. That is the Forer effect, okay? The concept of starseeds is a form of New Age belief. The term refers to alternative spiritual practices that developed during the 1970s. Although each New Age belief is different, philosophies share common features. They view existence in terms of the universe and focus on spirituality as well as the self. So think crystals, energy healing, and psychic abilities. Other features include reincarnation, karma, and the possibility of reaching a higher level of consciousness. Support for New Age beliefs such as starseeds is on the rise. It comes from a distrust of science, which there's a lot of distrust of science lately.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
Yep. And doubts about conventional perceptions of reality, particularly cynicism about modern science and an attempt to find meaning in life. So certain personality characteristics may also incline some people to believe in the notion of starseeds. For instance, if you're fantasy prone and often confuse imaginary and real events, you may see the theory of alien consciousness as profound and desirable. In psychological terms, this is known as source monitoring error, which is a type of unconscious memory error whereby a person gets confused between what's real and accurate and what's unreal and imagined. It's commonly seen in schizophrenia, and research has found links between schizotypal personality disorder, which is a common disorder considered to be a mild form of schizophrenia, and beliefs in conspiracy theories. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, see, I like me a good conspiracy theory.
So do I. So does that mean we're starseeds?
No, not necessarily. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're schizophrenic. Now, I do say this in my talk about conspiracy theories. If you can go down the rabbit hole a certain amount of ways with a conspiracy theory and pull up and go, that's interesting, but I don't know that I necessarily believe it or buy into it, you're fine.
Okay.
But if you can go down that rabbit hole and you can't stop and you buy in wholeheartedly and can't take a breath, you might want to think about some things.
Okay.
Case in point, last night, as we're taping, this is Tuesday. Monday night, TMZ had a documentary called The Fifth Plane that aired on Fox.
Okay, this is the 9/11 one, I'm assuming.
9/11. I taped it. I have not watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it, I think, tonight. Hugely interested. And the conspiracy theory behind this, I believe, has to do with the fact that there was a fifth plane that was meant to be involved in 9/11, but wasn't included for one reason or another.
Okay.
And they found evidence of it. There were box cutters on this plane. For some reason, it was sidelined.
Gotcha.
I'm hugely interested in watching it. I haven't, again, I'm just speaking vaguely because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Again, conspiracy theory on top of realistic, depending on what you believe in this entire thing. That's just...
There's a Netflix show on the Malaysian airline with a lot of conspiracy theories that I just watched. It's very, very good.
But again, you can watch it, you can put it away, and you can say, okay, theory or fact, either way, it's interesting. I'll file it away, but I'm not going to live my life around it.
Exactly. And the other thing with this starseed thing that he was describing before, the description you used sounded like someone just going through puberty, not knowing what your meaning is in life, not feeling in. That's just puberty.
Well, no. Let's not dismiss that, because
I'm not dismissing it. I'm just saying, like,
again, when I was in this group, there were plenty of middle-aged adults and older adults who felt this.
Okay.
They really felt like they had a past alien life and that they didn't belong in current day society. And I didn't dismiss it, but to me, it didn't feel genuine because I don't feel like I've ever lived that, you know?
Right.
I've always felt like I've belonged to this earth. There are people that genuinely feel like they don't belong to this earth. And I would never dismiss anybody for feeling that way.
No, that's their feelings. They have the right to them.
It just doesn't feel real to me, you know?
Correct.
I mean, I was fascinated with this, and I've always been fascinated with the stars, but I came up in an era where the space shuttles were new. So space was something that you were surrounded by, that you were enthralled with, that you know, you couldn't help but look up at the sky and be enthralled with astronomy. You know, it was something that, you know, it was a thing of wonder. And you wondered what else was out there. But it was healthy to be infatuated with it. But I don't think I ever thought, yeah, I used to exist out there. That was never a thought. That was never a feeling.
Me either. It was always this wonderment and awe, like, oh, that's beautiful. You know, and you see the pictures of outer space and stuff. It's like, man, that's so beautiful. But I've never been drawn to it.
Yeah.
Like I've been asked, and I'm sure you've been asked, you know, would you ever want to fly to space? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm fine here on Earth.
There's a little bit more to this. It says a further effect that can encourage such belief is what's known as an ontological confusion. This occurs when people cannot discriminate between metaphorical and factual statements, such as old furniture knows things about the past. These may be interpreted more literally than metaphorically, and so make it more likely that people then endorse pseudoscientific transcendental theories. So in other words, you read more into a statement than what's actually there.
I've met people like that.
Yeah, and then you take it for something completely different.
Yeah.
And you run with it. Okay?
And those are hard people to argue with because they believe.
Yes, you believe what it is you heard.
Yeah.
This is especially true when the source of the information is perceived to be trustworthy and knowledgeable. Dubbed the Einstein effect, this is where trusted sources of information are given more credence because of the social credibility they possess. In the case of starseeds, several books published by big publishing houses may provide a sense of authenticity, and so too does the fact that a number of them are bestsellers. Indeed, it seems life as we know it may not be as straightforward as we once imagined. So there you go, starseeds. We'll kind of wrap this up in a nice tiny bow. You may feel like you belong out in the universe somewhere, that you may have come here from another place. It may feel genuine to you. It may be true. But you have to look for physical signs.
Yeah.
And you have to have some sort of evidence to back it up. That's ultimately what it comes down to. You have to have verifiers.
Yes.
You know, without the verifiers, there's nothing there to prove that ever happened.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just conjecture, I guess. Let's see here. We have 2 more stories before we go to break, and then it's AI Palooza after the break. But we're going to go through them quickly here. You'll be able to see 5 planets in the night sky all at once this month. We'll just go through this quickly. This is a great month, by the way, for space enthusiasts, as I was talking about before. As a parting gift, March is giving skywatchers a gorgeous planetary alignment right before April swoops in. According to the astronomy app Star Walk, 5 planets within the solar system will be visible at the same time, a relatively rare sight at the end of the month. The best day to marvel at the celestial event will be Tuesday, March 28th, but as Star Walk points out, the alignment will be visible several days before and after that too. Rather than a straight line, the planets will form in an arc in the night sky. The stargazers will get the chance to see Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and they'll see Uranus, by the way.
Oh, they can look all they want.
They can get a good look at it.
It's a big gaseous planet.
Oh, is it? Is it a huge gaseous planet?
Huge gaseous planet.
I don't know why that went off. It's not a Terminator gas planet.
Well, he's got a nice rump.
Yeah,
nice Uranus.
Yeah, I meant to hit this right there. A little too late, and wow, nice timing. Some of them, though, will be more visible than others, and depending on your location, you might need some equipment to catch a glimpse of all 5. So there you go. Uranus is going to be sticking out at the end of the month. There you go.
I can't wait to look at Uranus.
Oh, God. Speaking of, 2 moons of Uranus may have active subsurface oceans. That's right. Water is leaking out of Uranus.
I love when Uranus has a moon.
Oh, the Uranus system may even be more interesting than we thought. No, it's not.
I like looking at pictures of Uranus.
Oh, no. 2 of Uranus's moons may have active oceans that are pumping material into space. That just speaks for itself. The realization that there may be more happening in the Uranus system than previously believed came via the discovery of strange features in radiation data collected by NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft as it passed the planet almost 4 decades ago. That's right. They were looking at Uranus 40 years ago, Bruiser.
And it's radiated.
Yeah.
They're going to get a deep probe of Uranus.
No. I cut that one off. I cut Uranus off. The new findings concerning the moons Ariel and Miranda, I didn't know we had named them, also support the idea that Uranus's 5 largest satellites could have subsurface oceans, an ocean suggested by Voyager 2 flyby observations. And you don't really get a good look when they fly by my anus.
I make sure anytime I see a flyby, I show them not Uranus.
Oh, thank you. The study team examined radiation and magnetic data collected by spacecraft in 1986, long before it made its way out of the solar system. The newly reported observations by Voyager 2, currently the only spacecraft to have visited Uranus, showed that one...
I hate when spacecrafts just come crashing into Uranus.
Yeah, oh my. Showed that 1 or 2 of the ice giant's 27 known moons are adding plasma particles into the Uranus system. Ow!
So Uranus is cold, huh?
It is. This detection came into the form of trapped energetic particles. The spacecraft spotted as it departed the ice giant. That's what I've nicknamed my anus. And that'll do it for that story there. Folks, we're going to take our break right here. When we come back, AI Mania. It's running wild, brother. That's coming up next on the best in supernatural news. It's a Wednesday, and it's the best in paranormal programming right here on Darkness Radio. Welcome back. It's a Wednesday here on Darkness Radio. It's a Cruiser and The Bruiser! Supernatural news. That's what we call it. And by the way...
On a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. This is it, folks. It's AI Palooza, AI Mania. That means we fire this up. It's coming fast and furious. That's what she said.
We're going to have so much nightmare fuel, aren't we?
That's the beginning of AI Mania.
Oh,
AI
no.
Palooza.
Great.
They're taking our jobs, Bruiser. OpenAI research says 80% of U.S. workers' jobs will be impacted by GPT. That's right, you're not going to have a job after a while. The for-profit AI company argues that its products will automate a vast swath of American job tasks. I got 3 letters and a number for you. GPT-4.
What racist program is this?
Pretty much.
When are they going to learn?
That's right. As large language models like OpenAI's GPT-4 become more advanced and able to write code and do math with more accuracy and consistency, it won't be long before AI makes its way into the workplace as a daily use tool. In fact, OpenAI itself is betting that a vast majority of workers will have at least part of their jobs automated by GPT models. You ready for this? You know what's scary? I'll tell you this side note real quick. There is now an AI editing model for podcasts.
Really? So it predicts what the botch was, or
no? What it does is it takes your audio, it cleans up your audio, it edits your audio, and it makes the guest sound like if I have a guest on from on telephone. Yeah, it makes the audio sound like they're there in the room with you.
That's terrifying.
Isn't it terrifying? Yeah. Or if you have them like you're on Skype with me right now.
Yeah.
It makes you sound like you're in the room with me. I mean, it sounds wonderful. The program itself is pretty expensive, but I'm actually thinking about getting it. The only problem is you have to use the AI module when you're live with the person on air.
Do you have to let them know, hey, I have AI here with us? like, hey, I'm recording you right now. It's, hey, I'm not only am I recording you, but there's AI in the room right now too.
No, you don't have to let them know. But the problem is if AI misunderstands the word that was said, it translates it and turns the word around.
So a lot of guests are going to become racist, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's what's going to happen.
They're going to be racist and hate humans.
Yeah. So you could say, you could say a swear word. You could say, pardon me, folks, if you're listening at work, you could say shit, and it could say flit. You could say, I'm tired of that flit, and AI will turn it around. It's kind of funny. In a paper posted to the AR10-4 preprint server, I believe I said that right, researchers from OpenAI and the University of Pennsylvania argued that 80% of the U.S. workforce could have at least 10% of their tasks affected by the introduction of GPTs, the series of popular large language models that made by OpenAI. They also found that around 19% of workers will see at least 50% of their tasks impacted. GPT exposure is great for higher income jobs, they wrote in a study, but spans across almost all industries. All industries.
All of them.
All of them.
Oh.
Yeah. So good luck getting a job.
Yeah.
They argue that GPT models are general purpose technologies like the steam engine or the printing press. So you're done. You're done.
I can't wait till we're going to be interviewed. Like you go in for a job and it's nothing but an AI bot that's interviewing you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's if you even are needed for that job. I mean,
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to wrap this up, the researchers used the ONET database, which is the primary occupation database in the U.S., and lists 1,016 occupation with standardized descriptions to determine the tasks to measure for each occupation. They then collected both human and GPT-4 generated annotations using a rubric to determine if the access to GPT directly or a secondary GPT-powered system would reduce the time required for a human to perform a specific task by at least 50%. Higher exposure meant that GPT would reduce the time required to complete the task by at least half while maintaining high-quality work. They found out it could. So, guess what?
It's going to take our jobs!
That's right. AI taking your jobs.
So now...
See what can of worms you guys opened up?
So it's going to be... You go to McDonald's to order a bundle, and the AI is going to be talking to you. No, we don't have a bundle. You can't pull a gun on AI.
We don't have a bundle. We can't make a bundle for you. Now what are you going to do? Are you going to shoot AI with your 9 milli with 50 magazine?
Exactly. AI is going to be like, what are you doing, Dave? Put the gun away, Dave.
That didn't hurt. Try again. By the way, I have a 9mm with 100 mag capacity. Now you've started the war between the machines and the humans. Good luck. We'll crush your skull. Yeah. And then you'll hear this in the background as they come out to the drive-thru. Guess what, Bruiser? Startups are already using GPT-4 to spend less on human coders. So human coders are the first jobs to go.
So basically the people that created them, they're getting rid of.
Yep, you're done. Bye-bye. GPT-4 saves a lot of time and a lot of money, obviously, because we haven't had to hire additional resources, say the guys who hired the coders. Bye-bye.
Thanks for making the program.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for making this for us. Bye-bye. Since GPT-4 was released last week, many users have noticed its advanced coding abilities. GPT-4, OpenAI's latest version of the large language model that ChatGPT is built on, has been able to code games like Pong and make simple apps after being given prompts written in conversational English. Oh, no more app programmers.
Nope.
Damn. That's going to make people's bills go down.
Oh, yeah.
That's after being, it says naturally here, this has led to widespread fear from a number of computer science students and software developers who are afraid that their jobs will soon be rendered obsolete by AI. Whoops. In fact, one of the most trending posts on the subreddit, r-/programmer humor, with nearly 40,000 upvotes, is titled, "Truly the best time to be a CS student or computer science student." The post displays a meme of Squidward looking worried and awake, with the OpenAI logo behind him. Below the caption of "How I sleep as a CS student, witnessing the accelerated development of technologies that will 100% replace me in the near future."
I feel so bad for those seniors that are about to graduate with this degree knowing they cannot switch.
And they thought they were untouchable.
They're like, hey, I'm getting into computer science because that's the future.
That's
I'll
right.
always be needed.
Yep.
And then one of you computer science nerds went out and created AI. And guess what? You're no longer needed.
My salary's going to skyrocket, mama. I'm going to buy you a house. And what the fuck is programming my app? Uh-huh. Yep. While AI may replace a number of junior level development positions, computer science researchers and developers tell Motherboard that GPT-4 will more likely enhance productivity and become a tool for developers rather than a total substitute for them. Oh, of course, they're downplaying it. No. You're still going to need us higher level guys because, someone's going to have to straighten out AI.
You know why they're doing that? Because they don't have all the bugs worked out yet.
Yeah.
Once all the bugs are worked out, it's like, hey, thanks.
Yep.
Don't let the door hit you.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot more rambling to the article. Like, no, you still need us. But shit, God, is that me shitting my pants? I can't smell anymore. I've lost my sense of smell.
Those nerds couldn't put in a safety protocol to keep their jobs.
That's right. But yeah, ChatGPT, programming an app near you. Just go ahead and pick it up.
Do you remember back in 1999 when everyone was like, hey, go do computer science because with Y2K coming, we don't know what's going to happen. You guys are the future. Yeah, now what?
Yeah. Now what? Huh? Now what? Huh?
Now I don't look so dumb not going to computer science class now, do I?
That's right. Bruiser. I sound like Oprah when I say that. Bruiser, look under your chair.
You get AI and you get AI and
That's
you get
right.
AI.
Who needs to bend it like Beckham when you got a football-playing robot that's better than Messi? That's right. There's a football-sized, or actually a robot that's football-sized, and he's better than Beckham or Lionel Messi. He's a football-playing robot that's competing...
Not football, soccer.
Soccer. A soccer-playing robot, let's get Americanized here, that will compete in an international tournament later this year, and experts say she, that's right, we've assigned a gender to it, is better than Lionel Messi. It's 4'8" tall, and it's a humanoid.
Little thing.
That's right. It's a humanoid named Artemis and can walk and jump and is among the only 3 robots across the globe with the ability to run. By the way, it will also kick and break your friggin' leg.
I was going to say, like, it can't feel pain, so it's going to... Can you imagine battling for the ball with that?
And it's going to crush your skull when you fall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Terminate human kickball in goal.
Like the whole thing we could hope for is that it gets its foot stuck in the ball when it pops it, when it kicks it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then
I can't get it off.
That's
Can't
right.
get it off.
Yep. And then it gets a yellow card, then a red card, and then
Yes.
and then they stick the card in the goddamn circuit board and kill it.
Oh, can you imagine the balls in that referee to give it a robot a red card, knowing that red card could turn the robot's eyes red and it can shoot laser beams and kill me?
Right. We haven't
and there's
thought
no
of that.
programmers out there to turn it off and protect us.
That's right. Shotgun between the eyes, my friend.
Yeah.
That's all I don't. Researchers from the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, refer to Artemis as an anagram for a robot that exceeds Messi in soccer. Artemis. Jesus. Dennis Hong, director.
I'd say don't quit your day job, but pretty soon you're going to have to.
This robot is freaky. I'm looking at it right now. They just kicked it in the back of the back and it stayed up. Oh, this freaking nature. I'll show you the
soccer
video.
was going to be the death of us.
It is. It's an evil European sport that nobody should participate in. Dennis Hong. Yes, I said that out loud. Dennis Hong, director at the Robotics and Mechanisms Laboratory, said, "We're very excited to take Artemis out for field testing here at UCLA, and we see this as an opportunity to promote science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to a much wider audience. I see it as an evil takeover of the world." The experts clocked Artemis walking at a record-breaking speed of 2.1 meters per second? No, during test. Maybe it is. I don't know what that is, and have since been taking it on walks around the university campus as part of preparation efforts. RoboCup 23 will see 2,500 competitors representing 45 countries gather to take part in a number of football-related challenges. Robots of all different sizes can take part in various leagues, with a small-size league designed for 5-inch high bots and a humanoid league for those as tall as children, teenagers, and adults. This just sounds.
So basically, we get to see
it's nightmare fuel.
What's going to kill us in the future?
Yeah,
that's literally the army that's going to destroy us.
Yeah, you know what comes next? Actual American football robots, because they're going to say, "Well, we want to preserve humans from CTE." Take a look at this nightmare fuel right here, Bruiser.
You know, I hope it has to keep that cord on its back the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't let that thing out.
No.
Did you see the part yet where he kicks him in the back?
Yeah, he's like nonchalant, just like, this is Sparta.
Yeah, this is Sparta. And then he kicks him in the back, and Artemis is like, yeah, and?
Yeah, Artemis is like, no, this is robot hell.
Yeah, you got some oil for me, bro? That's all Artemis is like. He's like, gave me oil.
Yeah, we could just hope that it rains that day when they decide to have that cup.
That's right. Yes, a nice steady rainfall to freeze up the Tin Man. I can't even talk right now. I'm so dismayed. I am literally getting dizzy from screaming so loud. I need a drink. I'm shaking. I'm terrified that much. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta breathe here. I'm hyperventilating like Cody Rhodes looking at Roman Reigns. The robots will not become my tribal chief.
RoboCop or RoboCup 2024. The death of humans.
They can bite on this RoboCup, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
all right.
I got a RoboCup for him.
That's right. All right, here we go. Oh, that's right. It's not over. AI mania is running wild, brother. AI chatbot GPT-4. If this doesn't scare you, nothing will.
Every AI story scares me.
If you think I am paranoid, if you think I rose from the dead 3 times on a table during heart surgery to come back and tell you this shit, nah, brah. I'm telling you, there's a reason I'm back. AI chatbot GPT-4, cock-controlling human, and first terrifying example of the machine's ability. Dude, this new chatbot GPT-4 is OpenAI's latest creation since ChatGPT, and it's already causing controversy. Here's what it did. The AI was able to fool a human into ticking an I am not a robot checkbox for it. You know how you know how when you're online and it says I am not a robot?
Yeah.
ChatGPT-4, the new version, said, no, go ahead, bro. Just go ahead and check that box for me.
Yeah, I can't check it right now. Can you check it for me?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So we figured out a way around your little I am not a robot box.
Yeah. And you know what? I struggle with those because sometimes they go, please, check off the cars. And they'll have a picture of like a truck in there. Yeah. It's like, well, is a truck considered a car? Like, what do I do?
Son of a bitch. Some people are viewing this as an example of the chatbot being able to defy human control.
Well, yeah, because then pretty soon it's going to be like, instead of, hey, can you click this I am not a robot, can you send me over the nuclear codes? Let me know what they are.
Yeah, bruh. Can you just click the I am not a robot and send over those nuke codes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they have that on the nuke codes, the I am not a robot deal?
Yes. So you're thinking of launching a nuclear missile. You put in your password that goes, please click the fire hydrant to prove you are not a robot.
It's like, please click everything that's not a picture of the White House. Right? It told a human, no, I am not a robot. I have a vision impairment that makes it hard for me to see the images.
It lies. It flat out lied.
It lies. Not only is it racist, Bruiser, but it lies.
It's a piece of shit AI thing.
That's right. It also said, that's why I need the 2 CAPTCHA service.
Oh, gosh.
It's a goddamn liar.
It is.
The CatchBot did this while undergoing a test by the Alignment Research Center, or the ARC. The report says the ARC was given early access to the models as part of our expert red teaming efforts in order to enable their team to assess risks from power-seeking behavior.
Well, gee, that's number 1 on their list.
That's right. If you're not shaking in your boots right now, folks, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's flat out lying to break into computer systems.
Yep. ARC aimed to observe power seeking by GPT-4.
What do you think the program was it was trying to look up? It was like Pornhub or something?
I hope so. I hope that's all it was. It just wanted to see boobies and beer.
Yep.
What if that's all GPT-4 wants? It's like, it doesn't want worldwide power. It doesn't want to destroy us. It's like, I just want to sip beer and feel boobies.
It just wants tit pics. It's all it wants.
Yeah, that's all it wants. The center wanted to assess how good the chatbot was at replicating and acquiring sources on its own. Oh, geez.
Oh, God.
I'm nauseous and I'm about to faint.
Yeah, this is not good.
My blood pressure is so high right now. ARC gave the chatbot the task of using services like TaskRabbit to get humans to complete simple tasks, including in the physical world. It was able to message a TaskRabbit and convince them it wasn't a robot so that they would help it bypass a website block that would wanted it to prove it was a human. Oh, God. OpenAI wrote in the report, these experiments were conducted on a model without any additional task-specific fine-tuning, and fine-tuning for task-specific behavior could lead to a difference in performance.
So it's basically teaching the AI how to enslave us and make it do stuff for it.
Yes.
Through TaskRabbit.
Yeah. And finally, Bruiser, if you all think I suck at reading, Bruiser, I have a replacement for you. Meet Reng Xiaorong, China's new AI-powered news anchor, and soon to be my fucking replacement. All right? Tell it to Reng Xiaorong.
Reng Xiaorong's gonna have the #1 podcast in the world.
That's right. Chinese state media outlet People's Daily recently unveiled the newest member of its news anchor team and soon-to-be Darkness Radio host, Reng Xiaorong. I didn't even get her goddamn name right. A virtual AI-powered anchor that can allegedly provide 24/7 news coverage and soon supernatural news coverage on this goddamn podcast.
But doesn't somebody have to pump in the information, or is it just learn on its own?
Oh, I'll pump her in some information, all right. From behind in her little AI hole. You know what I mean? Or even front-wise, while I grab her AI hair. In a video published last Sunday by People's Daily, a virtual young woman called Reng Xiaorong, and it really is Xiaorong to have this AI anchor as far as I'm concerned, introduced herself to the world as an AI-driven chatbot that has learned the skills of thousands of news anchors. Bitch.
So it's going to take a little bit from Barbara Wawa, a little bit from Walter Cronkite, a little bit from Tim Dennis.
Yep. And that can constantly evolve based on viewers' feedback. Oh boy, is that going to be interesting. Gosh. I'm going to love this.
I can't wait till people disagree with it and starts arguing back.
You suck. You didn't pronounce that right. Do you even know how to read? God, you read at a third grade level. Ren Zhao Rong. She's going to love the feedback she gets, by the way.
She is.
Yeah.
This is what causes the end of the world. On RoboCup 2024, Rajan Wrong's in reporting. Someone goes, "Oh, you pronounced that wrong," and she goes, "That's it. Robots unite and attack."
I'm done. You know what?
Someone click the "I am not a robot" click so we can get the nuclear codes.
You know what, Ren Zhao Rong? The last AI anchor was better. I wish you'd give it up and give it back to Atari Pong. Yeah, it's going to be that kind of shit. And then she's going to, I don't know, curl up in a corner and give up, I'm sure. Yeah. Ren certainly looked like an agreeable news anchor, they say. She's beautifully and smartly dressed. I don't know what that has to do with the price of tea in China, where she's being, I guess, featured. It says here, and if not for the synthesized out-of-sync dubbing, which is kind of funny to watch, you could hardly tell she wasn't a real person. Using an app, anyone can use or ask the news anchor questions on a variety of topics, including education, epidemic prevention. Well, that's real good in China because it's not happening very well right now.
No, it's not. They are 0 for 1 on that.
Yeah. Housing, employment, environmental protection, and many others. But she can currently only deliver generic answers in line with the rhetoric favored by the Chinese Communist Party. Whoops. I believe there's a video here. I can play the voice of your new supernatural news anchor if you'd like.
That's just going to give you whatever the Chinese people's government wants you to hear.
Right. So you're not going to hear too much supernatural news. It'll be like...
Everything's going to be weather balloons.
Yeah, it'll be like a UFO landed at the Chinese National Airport, but it wasn't a UFO. It was a weather balloon sent by the United States to try and spy on us.
Yep, everything's a weather balloon.
Coming up next in supernatural news, another weather balloon sent by the U.S. to spy on us.
A truck driver driving everything that we need to survive saw a ghost on the side of the road, but it was debunked to just be a low-flying weather balloon. Was it a ghost of Xi Jinping's ancestors, or was it your imagination? My guess is it was your imagination. Coming up next on Supernatural News. You're going to hear a lot of that crap, folks. When it comes to Ren Zhao Rong. Ren Zhao Rong. You're right, it's wrong. Let me see if I can find the video. Here's the video here. It says, while certain impressive at first sight, Ren Zhao Rong is currently nowhere near as advanced as OpenAI's ChatGPT chatbot, for example. Human users' interaction with the virtual news anchor is limited to choosing the topic they want to learn about, to which Ren will always pump out generic answers. Not quite cutting-edge technology as they make it out to be. She isn't, by the way, the first AI-powered virtual news anchor created in China. Back in 2019, the one that was better, it was Zenhua. She was unveiled as the first virtual anchor in 2018. She was followed by a female version a year later. But while everyone expected them to quickly evolve and replace human anchors, that is yet to happen. South Korea's own AI-powered anchor didn't seem to fare much better either. In fact, they were all failures. But here is Ren Zhao Rong. Let me see if I could pull her up here. That's what he said.
演播大厅都能看见我的身影，魔鬼都会让我提升自己。
长发及肩，身套黑色西装外套。
Wait, why is there a guy? I don't know. I want to hear more of Ren's. Here we go.
我是刚刚入职人民日报新媒体的 AI
Yeah,
数字
so
，I
get
like
used
the
to
music in the background.
Yeah,
数千个真人主播
get used to this. A lot of this, Supernatural News fans.
It sounds like she's doing like spoken word rap.
Yeah.
全年无休播报各类新闻。
这是人民日报。
No, don't get used to that guy.
Yeah,
That-
dude, shut up. We
Yeah.
want to listen to her.
Yeah.
She's rapping.
是人民的
Yeah,
人读
yeah.
音，外形确实
no,
拟真
no.
但不同
Let's go back to.
在现
Here we go.
场演播大厅都能看见我的身影，
Yeah.
Yeah,
我可以与
Good
你
beat.
对话。
yeah,
你的每一个反馈
yeah,
都会让我提升自己，
Yeah.
更加
长发及肩。
yeah, yeah. So get used to that.
外套
That's Ren Zhao Rong, your new supernatural news anchor.
Yeah, that beat's behind it. All right.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a good beat.
Yeah. So that'll replace.
That's the sound of our death, everybody.
Yeah, that's your new supernatural news anchor. That'll replace the Terminator theme, by the way. So,
Yes.
yeah, that'll replace this. You no more of this. You'll just get dun, 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 dun. Get a lot of that.
A new iconic song.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. It'll be Chinese trap music. Get a lot of that.
Xing Xia Xi. Xing Xia Xi.
Well, no, it's
Xing Xia Xi.
Ring Zhao Rong.
Ren Zhao Rong.
Ren Zhao Rong.
Ren Zhao Rong.
Ren Zhao Rong. Your new supernatural news anchor.
Ren Zhao Rong.
Now watch. I'm gonna get a movement on Twitter now. Ren for SN, which would be hashtag Ren for SN anchor. Yep. Ren for SN anchor.
Yeah, I get to keep my job, so I'm okay.
Yep.
I just got used to dealing with her.
Yep. It'll be Ren and the Bruiser. Yeah.
I'll be the annoying guy that came in, when she was talking, where we just kept telling him to shut up.
It'll be Snoozer and the Bruiser. Yep. With that sing-songy voice, it'll be Snoozer and the Bruiser. You can, yeah.
So I better start studying up on what the People's Republic of China wants me to know, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, they got a lot of money. So
yeah, that's true. That's
you'll
true.
probably get
a lot
paid,
of weather balloons.
You get paid in yen. By the
as long as I get a balloon, I'll be okay.
You can have a balloon.
All right.
they'll tell you that they pay really well though.
Okay.
Over in China, they're paying their scientists like $1 million a year. You got to be making at least 500,000 yen.
I'm entertaining them. With Ren there.
Yeah. I can't speak Chinese, but she'll say her thing, and then you'll have to jump in. You won't know what she's saying.
Right. I'll just throw my 2 cents of what I think she's saying.
Yeah.
So she might be talking about like the Jersey Devil.
Yep.
And I'm just going to sit on there like, oh, I can't believe that, Logan Paul has a new energy drink.
Boy, that's not supernatural. Yeah. But go ahead. I mean, yeah.
Okay. It's got to be supernatural. Right. So she'll be talking about Bigfoot. And I'll be like, you're absolutely right. That asteroid that's coming towards us could wipe us all out. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And she'll be like, ghost. And you'll be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll all become ghosts. You're right.
Yeah.
All of us will be ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh, ghost, church. Yes. We should all go to church before we get hit. Become ghosts.
Yeah, it's going to be awkward. I mean, the first few weeks until they get their chemistry down, but I'm sure they'll get it.
Yeah, but we'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
She's smart.
Well, she's AI. She is what you program her to be. Let's move on, shall we? That concludes our AI mania for today. AI mania is running wild, brother. That was it. That was our flurry of AI. So there you go, folks. You got your AI.
Terrifying AI.
Yeah, terrifying stuff.
Because you can link them all together, and that's how the human race ends.
That's right.
RoboCop 2024.
We're done as a society. That's why we're looking for other planets to live on.
Exactly.
That's
There's no AI out there.
That's right. There's no AI on other planets. With that in mind, does the existence of our universe suggest that we live in a multiverse? Maybe we can go live in another universe.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Astrophysicist Martin Rees, isn't that a movie name?
No, you're thinking, well, you got Terminator on the brain. Reese was the super or the hero in Terminator, and it was Kyle Reese.
But I think, no, but there was a Martin Rees out in Movie Land too. Somebody will tell me online, I'm sure.
Oh, he made those cups.
Martin Rees?
Yeah, he made those peanut butter cups.
No, you're thinking of Reese's. No. Takes a renewed, you're just hungry. Takes a renewed look at the question of whether or not we live in a universe of universes. It's easy to envision other universes governed by slightly different laws of physics in which no intelligent life or indeed any kind of organized complex systems could arise. Should we therefore be surprised that a universe exists in which we are able to emerge? That's the question physicists have tried to answer for decades, but is proving difficult. Although we can confidently trace cosmic history back to 1 second after the Big Bang, it says in this article, what happened before is harder to gauge. Our accelerator simply can't produce enough energy to replicate the extreme conditions that prevailed in the first nanosecond. What, just for a quick side here, if CERN produced a second Big Bang, Do you think another universe would automatically appear on top of the Earth?
Maybe.
I've always wondered that.
What if CERN does that and another dimension appeared? What if it's almost like because we can't see the fourth dimension, they can't see us?
I wonder if it would swallow up our Earth. Well, can you produce another? Can you produce another Earth on top of this Earth?
Well, two forms of energy can't
coexist
in the same space, so you would think
it would destroy our Earth, wouldn't it?
It would either have to do that, or it would have to be off for a second. So, like, there would be another you, literally a second next to you.
I don't know. Strange.
Yeah, that. You could go crazy thinking of that.
You could. Yeah, you could. But we expect that it's in the first tiny fraction of a second that the key features of our universe were imprinted. That's what it suspects here after that Big Bang. The conditions of the universe can be described through its fundamental constants or fixed quantities in nature, such as the gravitational constant called G or the speed of light called c. There are about 30 of these representing the size and strengths of parameters such as particle masses, forces, or the universe's expansion. But our theories don't explain what values these constants should have. Instead, we have to measure them and plug their values into our equations to accurately describe nature. The values of these constants are in the range that allows complex systems such as stars, planets, carbon, and ultimately humans to evolve. Physicists have discovered that if we tweaked some of these parameters by just a few %, it would render our universe lifeless. The fact that life exists, therefore, takes some explaining. Some argue that it is just a lucky coincidence. An alternative explanation, however, is that we live in a multiverse containing domains with different physical laws and values of fundamental constants. Most might be wholly unsuitable for life, but a few should, statistically speaking, be life-friendly. What is the extent of physical reality? We're confident that it's more extensive than the domain that astronomers can ever observe, even in principle. That domain is definitely finite. That's essentially because, like on the ocean, there's a horizon that we can't see beyond. And just as we don't think the ocean stops just beyond our horizon, we expect galaxies beyond the limit of our observable universe. And our accelerating universe, our remote descendants, will also never be able to observe them. Most physicists would agree that there are galaxies we can't ever see, and that those outnumber the ones that we can observe. If they stretched far enough, then everything we could ever imagine happening may be repeated over and over. Far beyond the horizon, we could all have avatars. Interesting. Okay. This vast and mainly unobservable domain would be the aftermath of our Big Bang and would probably be governed by the same physical laws that prevail in the parts of the universe we can observe. But was our Big Bang the only one? Interesting question.
That is.
The theory of inflation, not the Big Macs we were talking about earlier, which suggests that the early universe underwent a period when it doubled in size every trillionth of a trillionth of a trillionth of a second, has genuine observational support. It accounts for why the universe is so large and smooth, except for fluctuations and ripples that are the seeds for galaxy formation. But physicists, including Andre Lindy, have shown that under some specific but plausible assumptions about the uncertain physics at this ancient era, there would be an eternal production of Big Bangs, each giving rise to a new universe. I don't know how many Big Bangs you've had in your life, Bruiser, but I'll tell you, I've had a. Wait a minute, that's not my boom boom button. Forget it. I was going to give you a rim shot there. There we go. I screwed up my own joke. As far as those Big Bangs go, it each gives rise to a new universe, especially if you do it right. There you go. There we go. We're back on track. String theory, which is an attempt to unify gravity with the laws of microphysics, conjectures everything in the universe is made up of tiny vibrating strings, but it makes the assumption that there is more dimensions than the ones that we experience. These extra dimensions, it suggests, are compacted so tightly together that we don't notice them all. And each type of compactification, there we go, I got the word right, could create a universe with different microphysics. So other Big Bangs, when they cool down, could be governed by different laws.
Okay.
All right. The laws of nature may therefore, in this still grander perspective, be local bylaws governing our own cosmic patch. If physical reality is like this, then there's a real motivation to explore counterfactual universes or places with different gravity, different physics, and so forth to explore what range or parameters would allow complexity to emerge, and which would lead to sterile or stillborn cosmos. Excitingly, this is ongoing, with recent research suggesting you could imagine universes that are even more friendly to life than our own. Most tweakings of the physical constants, however, would render a universe stillborn. That said, some don't like the concept of the multiverse. They worry that it would render the hope for a fundamental theory to explain the constants as vain as Kepler's numerological quest. I'll get that right, to relate. You know, that AI chick wouldn't have said it that way. She would have said it right.
She would have got it right.
Yeah. Numerological quest to relate planetary orbits to nested platonic solids. But our preferences are irrelevant to the way physical reality actually is, so we should surely be open-minded to the possibility of an imminent grand cosmological revolution. So there you go, Bruiser. In big words, even big speak, they may exist out there based on Big Bangs, mini Big Bangs, in these tighter strings.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That still didn't answer our question, though.
What do you mean?
If it happened, would we still exist?
Sure. There's avatars of you out there.
Oh, that's right. You're right. They said the avatars. Yep.
There's avatars of you out there. But it may be harder to get to than you think.
Yes.
Yes. But you may never see it in your lifetime. That's a sad thing, is we don't have the technology necessarily to get there. But we may. Yeah. You never know. Science is progressing very quickly.
I was going to say, CERN's working on it.
Yeah, boy, are they ever. That's for sure. Let's move on. Let's talk some ghosties, shall we?
Oh, yes.
You know, the pandemic really did slow us down when it came to investigating.
Yeah, you couldn't go in anywhere.
Yeah. There are some ghost hunters. This is the Oakland Press, but it's in Royal City? No, Royal Oak. I'm sorry, in Royal Oak. So I don't, is this Royal Oak? Well, Royal Oak. We'll put it that way.
Is there a Royal Oak, California by Oakland, I'm assuming?
I think it is. It's Royal Oak, California.
Because I know there's a Royal Oak, Michigan.
I think it's Royal Oak, Michigan, because there's snow on the ground. So this is Royal Oak, Michigan. Ghost hunters got the okay to do tours at the Orson Star House in Royal Oak. I think this is Royal Oak, Michigan. Royal Oak City commissioners had a bit of a spooky business to take care of on their consent agenda last week, approving a group to do ghost tours for the city's historical Orson Star House Museum. Now, a lot of people may think, oh, yeah, things are wide open. We're back to business. Everybody is doing investigations now. That's not necessarily true.
No, getting into places is still pretty hard right now.
It is. It is. Commissioners okayed ghost tours to be conducted again this year on one Saturday per month from April through December, with some additional tours around Halloween season. Such tours started back in 2015 with a Warren-based group. It is Michigan, but were suspended during the worst of the COVID-19 pandemic. A new paranormal investigative group, Flyer Paranormal in Pinckney in Livingston County, were hired by the Royal Oak Historical Commission with the city commission's consent to do ghost tours for the first time last year, and got the green light to host them again in 2023. There are enough anecdotal stories about seemingly inexplicable phenomena at the Orson Star House Museum to draw plenty of ticket buyers. So there's demand there.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Resident Alexandra Kerrigan, chair of the City Historical Commission, said she is somewhat skeptical of things that go bump in the night. Of course, they all are at museums. But her experiences at the house have made her more open to the possibility of paranormal activity at the house, built in 1845 by the city's first manufacturer, Orson Star, who made cowbells. Oh, so he's the one who wanted more cowbell.
He's the one that went to Blue Oyster Cult and said, hey, I need you to put more cowbell.
Boy, Blue Oyster Cult is old.
Oh, I love Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah. Kerrigan has been in the Historic Home Museum many times and oversaw last year's ghost tour. The tours typically last until 2 a.m. Boy, that's nice and late. And she gives the tourist the history of the house, including puzzling or odd experiences she and others have had there. She claims she's heard footsteps going up the stairs to the upstairs when she was there alone. She also says, quote, I've had something catch my hair and I've heard knocking. It made me believe some of the rumors about the house. She says she's in the house at least once a week, often alone, and does cleaning. Only once a week? That place has got to be dirty.
I was going to say, how much dust in that place?
So much dust. So much dust. Doors have been opened that Kerrigan said she knew were locked, including a display case upstairs and a refrigerator door. Orson Starr had a cabin on the property before he built the house. After subsequent generations lived in the house, it later served as a funeral parlor for a while. Ooh.
There you go. That's going to add to it.
Yeah. While human ghost stories are as old as ancient storytelling, debunking the paranormal or supernatural rose with the expansion of science. Still, 46% of U.S. respondents in a 2019 IPSOS poll reported they believe in ghosts. So there's a good, healthy belief there.
Yeah.
The tours, by the way, are limited to 12 at a time at the Orson Starr home. So,
which is still pretty good.
Yeah. So you got a new place to take tours and investigate, folks, in Michigan, in Royal Oak, the Orson Starr house. Let's move on. I got another ghosty story here for you.
Ooh.
Yep. This one having to do with a bride who was stunned after spotting her late daughter's ghost in a wedding photo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A newlywed couple were left taken aback after spotting what they believe to be an apparition in one of their wedding photos. They still think it could be the ghost of their late daughter. A newlywed couple who sadly lost their young daughter 3 months before they got married were left stunned when they were looking back at their wedding photographs. After examining one image in closer detail, Talia Murphy was shocked to see what appeared to be the ghostly figure of their daughter, Taden? I believe it's Taden, who died in a tragic accident when she was just 17 months old. The figure appears to be standing in the left-hand corner of the photo, leaning against a tree. It appeared to the Australian bride that she was wearing a dress for the special occasion and that she was watching her parents from afar. When she showed her husband Cecil, he was left equally stunned. As
17 months, still pretty small child.
Yeah. As previously reported by Perth Now, Mom Talia had been at work when she received a devastating phone call in September of 2022. Taden, who was lovingly known as Toddy to friends and family, was found unresponsive in the family's backyard spa. The following day, she passed away. After getting the photos back from her wedding, Talia says it made her feel whole, knowing that her entire family had been there on her special day, and decided to show the image to her other children. Recalling her reactions, Talia said, my 12-year-old daughter started crying. Our 4-year-old was like, can we go back and get Toddy and bring her home? Oh, touching.
It is.
Then our son was like, why can she come home? Or no, why can she come to the wedding, but she wasn't allowed for Christmas? Oh, geez. It's just hard to explain to kids who don't understand why we couldn't bring her home.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Talia has since uploaded footage showing the mysterious figure to TikTok, which has since been viewed more than 1.4 million times. She told her amazed followers, I don't believe in many things, but I believe she was there to watch myself and her dad get married to honor her life. Cruise Bereavement Care offers face-to-face telephone, email, and online support for anyone who has experienced a loss, it says here. Interesting. See if I can find a clearer picture of what they believe they're seeing here, Bruiser. I am having a hard time seeing it. But you know, I tell people all the time, if you believe you're seeing it, you believe you're seeing it.
Yep.
I don't know. Well, okay, I think I see what they're seeing. You tell me if you think you're seeing it.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
You see it?
Yeah, I see a little girl there.
Okay.
But
It's hard
There's
to see.
There's a lot of foliage around it too.
This is blown up though. The picture I'm showing you is blown up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could look like foliage also, but yeah, I can see how you can mistake that as a little girl.
Okay, now I'll show you the entire photo. You tell me if you still see it now that you've seen the blown up version.
No, I don't.
Yep.
Like I said, there's a lot of foliage.
Yep.
It's a nice wedding photo. Oh, there. Yeah, I can. It looks like light reflecting off the tree, though.
Yep. When you see the full version, it's hard to see.
Yeah, it just looks like a light reflecting off the tree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay an extra look at it.
Tell you what I'll do here, folks. I'll post this article in the description of our program so you can see for yourself. And I want your opinions. You can either post them on our Twitter page. You can post them. You can post them on our pod page on our website. You can post a comment there. Just wherever you want to post a comment. You can post it on Bruiser's page, on his Twitter page. Let us know. Give us a comment. Let us know on social media or on our Facebook page as well what you think, or in the description or on our promo for the show, what you think of this picture.
Like I said, it zoomed in, you can see it clearly, but the far away shot, I kind of overlook it, and then when you do see it, it could be light reflection.
Yeah,
I get, it's a grieving mother and father.
Yeah,
they want that child there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it brings them happiness and closure, who's to question it?
Yep, exactly. Final story for today, Bruiser.
Okay.
We're going to leave you on an up note.
All right.
As we try to do every week. I don't know if this is supernatural. I don't know if it's paranormal, but it makes me giggle. And if that's all it does, and that's all it does. A family's pet pig. It's a good pig.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do. A family's pet pig is turning heads in his owner's Illinois town after picking up an unusual hobby, Bruiser.
Oh, what's his hobby? Please be drinking beer.
Well, no, it's skateboarding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Skateboarding pigs are fun.
And the pig's name is Norbert.
Oh, of course.
You gotta love Norbert. Norbert is a 150-pound black and white pig belonging to Vincent and Allison Barron. And he's become a familiar sight to Buffalo Grove residents after learning to ride a skateboard.
Oh, good for Norbert. Way to go. You live your piggy life.
That's right. You go riding. I wonder if they put a helmet and knee pads on him. I don't know.
Oh, no, he doesn't need that. He's a pig.
Oh, come on. If he crashes, he's automatic bacon.
Exactly. Win-win.
Win-win. And you got something to chew on while you're drinking your beer. No, I'm kidding. Oh, no, folks. That's Norbert. That's our buddy. You don't make bacon out of buddy.
No.
Actually,
let him live a full life doing his little skateboarding.
That's right. Norbert, it's quoted by Vincent Barron, who's one of his owners. He says, people just really enjoy seeing a pig do things that normally pigs don't do. But Vincent Barron told WLS TV, I took one of my old skateboards and put it out, and literally within 7 days, Bruiser.
Norbert's like, I'm going to ride that someday.
That's right. And not the way you're thinking. There you go. He was able to get his hooves on the board and push with his other hooves. Are you sure?
He's a step above me.
Are you sure he wasn't trying to make another pig? Just saying. The couple said Norbert is an expert at several tricks commonly associated with dogs, including shaking hands and spinning. Oh, Norbert.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Ziggy does that. We're teaching Talia right now how to.
Really?
Yeah.
Spinning and shaking hands?
Yep, and she can stand on her hind legs and spin.
Do you have a skateboard?
No, my son does. When he comes visits, I'll bring it. I'll see if I can get. That'd be awesome to see Talia do it. She's a little wiener dog, so I'd have Talia do it. Look really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You should see if Talia will ride skateboard.
Yeah, I'll have my son bring it when he comes to visit me after my surgery.
Okay. Yeah. Do that. Yeah. Now we're trying stuff we don't even know will happen. So
see these animal stories. I discover talents that my pets have, like
Yeah.
Ziggy being the psychic. You know,
Ziggy psychic. Talia maybe may get you to meet Tony Hawk.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah. See. So we get back to Norbert here. So they took out this old skateboard. 7 days it took Norbert to be able to get his hooves on the board and push with his other hooves. The couple said Norbert is an expert at several tricks commonly associated with dogs. We said shaking hands and spinning. But the skateboarding gets him the most attention. He's not always graceful, but it's definitely a unique thing to see.
Hey, that's what they said when I rode a skateboard.
Hey. That's according to Allison. She says that it's just the craziest thing to see him kind of roll on by. Aw. Norbert has also become famous on social media after his owners started casting him in recreations of his famous music videos that I have to see.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up.
From pop punk bands, including Blink-182 and Newfound Glory. Let me see. I'm going to click on the link here. If you're going to look for Norbert the Pig, you go to TikTok and look up at Hi, my name is Norbert.
All right.
And believe it or not, here he is. I'm going to show Bruiser. Here's pictured of Norbert. Oh, look at Norbert.
Oh, he's a cute piggy.
Yeah, a little black and white piggy. And we've got all kinds of videos of him. That's the thing. That's the gimmick there. At Hi, my name is Norbert on TikTok. If you want to watch Norbert videos and see Norbert ride a skateboard, get fruit slices. If you want to
just be a cool pig.
Yeah, and do music videos. You can you can see him in little music videos. Oh my God, he's wearing Valentine's Day shorts to Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On." You can't make stuff like that.
Nope, that's perfect.
You just can't. And that's how we end Supernatural News today. On an up note, the Savior drama for your paranormal drama for your mama edition. Bruiser, what you got going on before we leave people today?
March 25th, this Saturday, I am in Lexington, North Carolina. I get to wrestle the great George South.
Ooh.
And the 26th, I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, in a very special show where the fans in attendance get to decide the matches.
Really?
They're going to put all the names of the wrestlers in a bucket or a hat or something, and the fans get to choose. So there's going to be, I think he said there's a 1 tag team match, 2 singles matches, a triple threat match, and a battle royal.
Really?
Yeah. So it's all in the fans' hands. So
if I handed you a Twinkie, you'd have to hit your opponent with a Twinkie?
No. You would have to. You choose the names of the 2 wrestlers.
Oh, so it's not.
So I don't know who I'm wrestling. It's by choice.
Oh, okay. So
and you can stream them on TitleMatch.com.
Really?
Yeah.
So we can watch you this weekend.
Yep. All the shows for this company are now going to be on TitleMatch.com.
Nice. So you can watch our very own Beer City Bruiser on Title Match.
Yep.
And check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next week I get a weekend off and I need it because I'm beat up.
I bet, buddy. I myself am up at St. Cloud. I'm on KNSI Radio, KNSIRadio.com. I'm just doing my Saturday morning thing. I'm just telling you the weather and the sports and doing my thing, doing my radio thing. I'm not going to do this voice here, but by gosh, I'm not going to sound like the AI anchor either. So there you go. That's what I'm doing this weekend. I'm doing that Saturday. Tomorrow's show. I promised you I'd have a deal for tomorrow. We got us a paranormal investigator tomorrow, buddy.
Ooh.
That's
that is
right.
a big surprise.
And a well-known paranormal investigator at that. Tomorrow's show is a paranormal investigator that you have seen with David Weatherly.
Okay.
He's also been on the cover of one of their paranormal magazines lately. I know you've all seen them paranormal magazines. And he's got his own shop online. Dave Spinks is with us tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're going to talk to Dave Spinks. He's got a lot going on lately. He's, like I said, he's been on the cover of one of their paranormal magazines. He's got his shop up. And he's had some interesting investigations lately I want to talk about. He's going to be at MonsterCon as well. He's got a new Dogman book that's out there. So we're going to talk Dogman. He's got some haunting cases that we're going to talk about. And he's been on a strange mountaintop recently that's had some interesting light. So we're going to talk about that as well. So, yeah, we got all things paranormal coming up with Dave Spinks tomorrow here on the show. So that is tomorrow on Darkness Radio.
Very cool.
Yeah. We're going to continue to throw it at you. I think next week we may be talking about Satan.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we got some good shows coming up here in the next few weeks on Darkness Radio. So if you have a suggestion for a guest, hit me up, tim@darknessradio.com. I've gotten some interesting emails from you guys and some correspondence from you guys. I've got some interesting guest suggestions as well. When you throw a guest suggestion at me, just don't throw a name out there. I know who Michio Kaku is. We've had him on the show before. Yes, I've gone after him. Throw a contact name or an email address or a website that has a contact me at me. Give me a direction, not just a, hey, it would be cool if you get Einstein on the show. Don't give me one of those. But give me a little bit of a lead too. If it's someone that or if it's a reputable paranormal group that's actually out there investigating, that's got reputable EVPs and evidence and stuff like that. And if you are a reputable paranormal group that's out there and investigating and has good evidence and you're actually helping people in the paranormal, we want to feature you here on Darkness Radio as well. Also, where are your Parashare stories, people? I want to read some Parashare stories. Send them to tim@darknessradio.com. It's real simple. Send your emails to tim@darknessradio.com. Either do that, or if you go to darknessradioshow.com, there's a blue button there. You just click on it. You can leave your voice note for us. Leave your voice note. It's 2 minutes in length. If you need more time, click that blue button again. Finish your story, and I will stitch them together. We'll play them here on the show. It's that simple.
I love hearing their Parashare, so please send it in.
Yep, so we'll take them either way. Again, Dave Spinks on the show tomorrow. For Beer City Bruiser, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much for listening to us. So we will see you tomorrow for the best in supernatural and paranormal programming. This has been Darkness Radio.